When a man deeply loves you, he cannot help but let that love find its way into his words. Love has a language of its own. And though gestures are powerful, words carry an intimacy that nothing else can replace. They weave trust, they create belonging, and they form a safe place for two hearts to meet. A man who truly loves you will not just act differently, he will speak differently. And when he does, there are certain phrases, certain truths, that begin to show up again and again, as if love itself is whispering through him. The first thing you will hear is, "I'm proud of you." These words may seem small, but they carry the weight of recognition. They tell you that your victories, no matter how big or small, matter to him. They tell you that your efforts are not overlooked, and that he sees your strength, your resilience, your growth. When a man loves deeply, your joy becomes his joy. He celebrates your wins as though they were his own, not because he must, but because love has taught him that the two of you are deeply connected. In his pride for you, you'll hear the reflection of admiration, respect, and unwavering support. The second thing he'll often say is, "I've got you." These three words hold a quiet but powerful promise. They mean that when life gets heavy, he will not let you carry the weight alone. It is love's way of saying, you don't have to walk through this by yourself. When storms come, and they will, his voice becomes an anchor. His words remind you that even in moments of doubt, fear, or exhaustion, there is someone who stands beside you, steady and strong. Love does not erase the hardships of life, but it transforms them by turning me into we. The third thing he will say is, "Tell me more." A man in love does not just hear you, he listens deeply, fully, with a desire to understand the world through your eyes. He will want to know the details of your day, your dreams, your fears, and your stories. When he says, "Tell me more," he is telling you that your voice matters, that your inner world is precious to him. Listening becomes an act of devotion, and through it, he offers you one of the greatest gifts love can give: presence. The fourth thing you'll hear is, "We'll figure it out." These words are not about having all the answers. They are about standing in uncertainty together. Love is not about perfection, it's about partnership. And when challenges arise, his commitment shows not in empty reassurances, but in his willingness to face them with you. "We'll figure it out" carries hope, resilience, and determination. It reminds you that you don't need to have every detail mapped out, because love is a journey of navigating the unknown together. The fifth thing he'll say is, "You make me better." Love, when it is true, inspires growth. A man deeply in love will see in you a mirror that reflects the best parts of himself, parts he may have forgotten or never fully recognized before. When he tells you that you make him better, it is not about dependency, but about gratitude. It is his way of acknowledging that your presence in his life has unlocked courage, kindness, strength, or patience that he could not have reached alone. It is an affirmation that love transforms not only how we live, but who we are becoming. The sixth phrase that shows up is, "I need you." Vulnerability often feels risky, but when a man truly loves, he allows himself to need. These words are not about weakness, they are about trust. They reveal that his love is not guarded, not distant, but fully open. To say, "I need you," is to risk, to admit, to reveal that your absence would leave a void nothing else could fill. And in that admission lies the raw truth of love. It is not just about wanting, it is about belonging. And finally, the seventh thing he'll say is, "I love you," but not in the rushed or casual way the world sometimes uses those words. He will say it in quiet moments, when you least expect it. He will say it in the middle of an argument, not to dismiss the tension, but to remind you of the foundation beneath it. He will say it not as a routine, but as a truth, fresh and alive every time it leaves his lips. And when he does, you will know it is not just a phrase, it is a vow, a daily choice, A reminder that you are not just loved, you are deeply, intentionally, and wholeheartedly cherished. So when a man deeply loves you, listen not just to what he does but to what he says. Love has a way of spilling into words, words that comfort, words that affirm, words that promise. And in those words, you will find not just affection, but a home for your heart. When a man deeply loves you, one of the most profound things he begins to say is, "I'm proud of you." At first glance, these words may seem ordinary, something you might hear in passing from a teacher, a colleague, or even a friend. But when spoken by someone who loves you with depth and sincerity, they carry an entirely different weight. They become more than encouragement, they become affirmation, validation, and recognition. In those three simple words, "I'm proud of you," lies an entire world of love, trust, and admiration that cannot be faked or forced. They are not words said out of duty, but out of a deep sense of awe for who you are and what you mean to him. Being proud of you is not about whether you've conquered mountains, achieved promotions, or won accolades. Those are external markers, yes, but when a man who loves you says, "I'm proud of you," he is speaking to more than accomplishments. He is speaking to your spirit, to your effort, to the way you carry yourself in a world that is not always easy. He notices the courage it takes for you to wake up and face each day, the resilience you show when life throws its storms at you, and the compassion you offer to others even when your own heart feels heavy. He sees all of it, the visible triumphs and the invisible battles, and his pride is rooted in the fact that you are authentically, beautifully, and resiliently yourself. Love has a way of sharpening vision. When someone loves you deeply, they begin to see you with a clarity that others often overlook. They see not only what you do, but why you do it. They notice the hours of effort that go unseen, the sacrifices you make without recognition, the ways you quietly push forward when no one is applauding. And when he says, "I'm proud of you," he is telling you that he sees the unseen, that your worth is not measured by results alone, but by the integrity, perseverance, and heart you pour into all that you do. There is something profoundly healing about those words. Many people go through life carrying silent doubts. Am I enough? Do I matter? Is what I'm doing noticed by anyone? And in the voice of a man who loves you, those doubts are met with reassurance. His words answer those unspoken questions, gently but powerfully. Yes, you are enough. Yes, you matter. Yes, I see you. And not only do I see you, but I am proud. Proud to know you, proud to walk beside you, proud to love you. In that pride, he offers you a mirror that reflects not your flaws or shortcomings, but your light, your effort, your growth. Pride in love is not passive, it is active. It is not only a feeling he carries in his heart, but a truth he cannot help but voice. And when he speaks it, it creates an environment where you feel safe to grow even more. Knowing that someone is proud of you allows you to take risks, to step into new challenges, because you are not bound by fear of failure. Even if you stumble, even if the outcome is not perfect, his pride is not conditional. He is proud not simply because of what you achieve, but because of the courage it took to try, the faith it took to step forward, the resilience it took to keep moving. And think about the intimacy of those words. For many men, pride is something they are taught to keep for themselves, to reserve for their own accomplishments. Society often teaches them to measure pride in terms of status, money, or achievement. But when a man turns that around and says, "I am proud of you," he is letting down his guard. He is telling you that his joy is not found only in his own success, but in yours. He is revealing that your happiness, your growth, your journey are deeply intertwined with his own sense of fulfillment. That is a vulnerable act, because it shifts the center of his pride from himself to you, from his own ego to your shared life. When love runs deep, "I'm proud of you," also becomes a way of saying, "I respect you." respect and pride are inseparable in true love. He is not proud of you in a patronizing way, not like a parent to a child, but in the way one equal celebrates another. It is pride rooted in admiration for your character, your choices, your persistence, your heart. And when he respects you in that way, it strengthens the bond between you, because respect is one of the pillars upon which lasting love stands. Without respect, love weakens. But with it, love flourishes, growing into something strong enough to endure. Sometimes, those words will come at the most unexpected moments. You might be sitting in a quiet room, exhausted after a long day, and he will look at you and say softly, "I'm proud of you." Not because you've just done something grand, but because he sees the quiet effort it took to simply keep going. Or perhaps you'll share a small victory, something that feels minor to you, and he'll smile and say it with such sincerity that you realize he values your joy as much as his own. Or in harder times, when you doubt yourself, when you feel as though you've fallen short, he will steady your heart with those words, reminding you that his pride is not tied to perfection, but to the authenticity of who you are. In truth, "I'm proud of you" becomes more than just reassurance. It becomes a kind of love note, a declaration that he is not only emotionally invested in you, but also inspired by you. It means your life has left an imprint on him, that he carries your strength with him, that he is grateful to stand beside someone whose very being makes him feel fortunate. Pride in this context is not arrogance, it is gratitude, expressed through admiration. And when you hear those words over time, something shifts inside you. You begin to internalize that pride, to see yourself through his eyes, to recognize the beauty and strength within you that perhaps you had overlooked. Love has a way of helping us believe in ourselves, not because someone else completes us, but because they remind us of what has been within us all along. His pride in you becomes an echo that encourages you to be proud of yourself too. So when a man deeply loves you and he says, "I'm proud of you," do not take those words lightly. Listen to them. Let them sink in. They are more than a compliment. They are a window into his heart, a reflection of the depth of his admiration and devotion. In those words, you hear not just affection but respect, not just encouragement but belonging, not just love but a promise, that he sees you, that he values you, and that he will always stand by your side, celebrating who you are and who you are becoming. When a man deeply loves you, one of the most comforting and powerful things he begins to say is, "I've got you." These words, simple as they may seem, carry a profound weight because they embody a promise, a commitment, and a deep emotional truth that cannot be replicated by mere gestures or material expressions. Love is often measured in actions, but words have a way of carving themselves into the soul. When he says, "I've got you," he is speaking directly to the very essence of security, trust, and belonging. He is telling you in no uncertain terms that you are not alone, that your burdens are shared, and that your heart is safe in his care. To say, "I've got you," is to offer a sanctuary. It is to create a space where you can be vulnerable without fear, where you can fall apart and still be held. Life has a way of testing us, pushing us to the edge with challenges that feel heavier than we can carry alone. In those moments, the world may seem cold or indifferent, and doubts may creep in, whispering that you must face your struggles by yourself. But when a man who loves you deeply says, "I've got you," he dispels those doubts. He assures you that in the storm, there is someone standing beside you, unwavering, ready to lend strength, support, and love. These words are a lifeline, a reminder that even in the hardest moments, you do not have to carry the weight alone. There is a quiet heroism in saying, "I've got you." It is not boastful or performative. It is not about showing off strength or proving reliability. It is about genuine care and devotion. It is about choosing every single day to be present, to be attentive, and to be emotionally available. When he says these words, he is opening himself to responsibility, not in the sense of control or dominance, but in the sense of stewardship over your heart and well-being. He is telling you that your struggles are his struggles, your fears are his fears, and your victories will be celebrated together. There is a sacredness in this commitment, a depth of love that goes beyond words, but finds its truest expression in them. "I've got you" is also a phrase that communicates trust. To offer such words means that he trusts you to rely on him and trusts himself to be there for you. It is an acknowledgement that love is not passive. It is active and engaged. It requires courage to make this promise because life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. Saying, "I've got you," is an admission that he may not have all the answers, that he may not always know the perfect solution, but he is willing to stand with you regardless. It is a declaration of partnership, a recognition that love is a journey shared, not a path walked alone. These words also carry the power to heal. Many of us have experienced moments of isolation, times when we felt as if no one understood or supported us. We have faced hardships that seemed insurmountable, and we have wished, perhaps silently, for someone to stand by us without judgment, without condition. When a man who loves you says, "I've got you," he becomes that presence. He becomes the steady anchor in the midst of uncertainty, the reassurance that even when the world feels harsh and unforgiving, you have a safe place to return to. His words act as an emotional balm, soothing anxiety, easing fear, and replacing doubt with certainty. They remind you that love is not just an emotion, but a force that protects, sustains, and empowers. Moreover, these words reflect emotional intelligence and maturity. To say, "I've got you," requires awareness of both your needs and his capacity to meet them. It requires empathy, the ability to feel alongside you, to understand your heart, and to respond with care and compassion. It requires courage because to offer such assurance is to make oneself vulnerable. He exposes his heart, acknowledging that your pain affects him, that your life is intertwined with his own. This vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a testament to strength and depth of character. A man who loves deeply does not shy away from this vulnerability, but embraces it as a necessary element of true intimacy. When he says, "I've got you," it also communicates patience and presence. Love is often tested not in moments of ease, but in moments of struggle. Your fears may surface, your doubts may resurface, and life may challenge you in ways you did not anticipate. In these times, his words become a reminder that he is not just interested in the joyful, easy parts of life, but committed to being there through the difficulties as well. He is offering emotional endurance, a promise that he will remain, even when the path is difficult, even when patience is required, even when comfort is scarce. The phrase, "I've got you," is also a form of empowerment. There is something profoundly freeing about knowing that someone will stand with you, support you, and hold space for you without judgment or condescension. When you feel safe, seen, and understood, you are more able to step forward with confidence, take risks, and pursue your dreams. Love spoken in this way does not diminish your independence, it enhances it. It is a reminder that vulnerability is not weakness, and that depending on someone in love is not a burden, but a mutual act of trust and connection. Furthermore, "I've got you" is a phrase that communicates constancy. Life is unpredictable, relationships are tested by distance, by conflict, by change. But when these words are spoken consistently, they become a foundation, a touchstone to which you can return when uncertainty arises. They anchor your heart, letting you know that no matter what happens, someone is committed to being your ally, your supporter, your partner. These words are a quiet revolution against loneliness, a rebellion against the fear that you must navigate life's challenges alone. They tell you that you are not alone and never will be, because love is actively choosing to be present. And when these words are repeated over time, they build trust in ways that actions alone cannot. A man may do many things to show love, small gestures, thoughtful acts, protective instincts, but words have a unique power. They enter the heart, echo in the mind, and linger in memory. Every time he says, "I've got you," he reinforces the truth of his commitment, creating an emotional foundation upon which your bond grows stronger and deeper. It becomes a pattern, a rhythm, a language of love that reminds you daily that you are cherished, supported, and safe. In the end, when a man deeply loves you and says, "I've got you," he is giving you far more than reassurance. He is offering a lifelong companion and a steadfast supporter and a safe harbor for your heart. These words carry the promise of presence, the courage of vulnerability, the healing of empathy, and the power of unwavering devotion. They remind you that love is not just a fleeting feeling, but a continuous choice, a daily commitment to stand together through all that life may bring. So when you hear him say, "I've got you," listen carefully, feel it deeply, and allow it to sink into your soul. It is more than words, it is a declaration of partnership, an expression of trust, and a reflection of love in its purest, most courageous form. In those 3 words lies the assurance that no matter what happens, you will never face the world alone, because his heart, his strength, and his devotion are with you, fully, entirely, and without condition. When a man deeply loves you, one of the most revealing and powerful phrases he will begin to say is, "Tell me more." On the surface, these words may seem simple, almost casual, as if he is merely asking for more information or clarification. Yet when spoken from a place of genuine love, they carry a depth of meaning that transcends ordinary conversation. They are an invitation, an opening, and a declaration all at once. To hear, "Tell me more," from a man who loves you is to hear that he not only wants to understand what you are saying, but that he wants to understand you. Your thoughts, your emotions, your dreams, and the intricate layers that make you who you are. These words signify attentive listening, one of the most intimate forms of love there is. In a world filled with distractions, it is rare to find someone who truly listens. Many people hear words, but few listen. Listening requires presence, it demands patience, curiosity, and empathy. When a man says, "Tell me more," he is not just passively absorbing information, he is actively engaging with you, leaning in to enter your world, and signaling that your thoughts, your experiences, and your feelings matter to him. In this act of listening, love becomes tangible. It moves beyond gestures and into the realm of connection. To ask, "Tell me more," is also to communicate vulnerability and trust. A man who loves deeply does not fear the complexities of your heart. He is willing to hear your fears, your doubts, your frustrations, and even the parts of yourself that you may not fully understand. In asking to hear more, he is showing that he trusts you with his attention and that he is prepared to bear the emotional weight of your truths. At the same time, he is encouraging you to be open, to share without fear of judgment, and to reveal the raw, authentic parts of yourself. Love in this form is not superficial, it is brave, intentional, and courageous. These words are also a form of validation. Every time he says, "Tell me more," he is affirming that your voice matters, that your perspective is valuable, and that your experiences are worthy of attention. It is a subtle but profound acknowledgement that you exist not in isolation, but as a whole, complex and remarkable individual whose thoughts and feelings are worthy of being understood. Many people go through life feeling unheard or overlooked. But when someone consistently invites you to elaborate, to expand, and to share, it sends a quiet but powerful message. "I see you, I hear you, and I want to know you fully." When a man loves you deeply, "Tell me more," also becomes a bridge for intimacy. Love is not merely a connection of bodies or circumstances. It is the meeting of hearts and minds. Through these words, he is opening a pathway to your inner world, demonstrating a desire to know not just your outward actions, but your internal experiences. Every story you tell, every detail you share, every hesitation you voice becomes a thread that strengthens the bond between you. By encouraging you to expand, he is weaving a deeper understanding of who you are into the fabric of your relationship, creating a connection that is resilient, rich, and enduring. Moreover, tell me more reflects patience and respect. Love is rarely rushed, and someone who loves you will not pressure you to condense your thoughts or minimize your emotions. Instead, he creates the space for you to express yourself fully. There is a quiet generosity in this patience, a recognition that your heart and mind deserve time and attention. He values your process, respects your pace, and honors the complexity of your inner world. In a culture that often prizes speed and efficiency over understanding, this willingness to slow down, to listen deeply, and to ask for more is an extraordinary gift. These words also carry curiosity and fascination. When a man asks you to tell him more, he is signaling that he is interested in you not only as a partner, but as a human being. He is intrigued by your thoughts, fascinated by your experiences, and eager to explore the depths of your personality. This curiosity is an expression of love that is dynamic and ongoing. It does not fade once initial attraction or infatuation wanes. Instead, it grows over time, reflecting a continual desire to engage with the evolving, multi-dimensional person that you are. I want to hear more is a declaration of emotional availability. It shows that he is present, attentive, and willing to meet you wherever you are emotionally. Whether you are excited, anxious, frustrated, or joyful, he is ready to enter your world with empathy and compassion. These words tell you that your emotions are safe with him, that he will not dismiss, belittle, or ignore what you are feeling. Love spoken in this way builds trust, because you know that your inner world is respected and that your heart is met with understanding rather than judgment. Furthermore, tell me more often precedes actions of care. By understanding you fully, he is better equipped to support you, comfort you, and celebrate you. Knowledge of your dreams and fears allows him to align his words, gestures, and presence with your true needs. This phrase is not only about listening for listening's sake, it is about connecting in a way that transforms understanding into meaningful care. Each detail you share becomes a guidepost for how he can love you more intentionally, more attentively, and more deeply. These words also reflect humility. To ask someone to tell you more is to acknowledge that you do not know everything about them, that their experience is larger and richer than what is immediately apparent. A man who loves you deeply does not assume he fully understands you. He seeks to expand his understanding, recognizing that love is a journey of continual discovery. This humility is rare because it requires setting aside ego, preconceived notions, and assumptions in order to truly engage with another person. It is a gift to be met with such genuine curiosity and openness. Over time, the repeated act of saying, "Tell me more," becomes a foundation for emotional intimacy that can sustain a relationship through challenges and transitions. When both partners feel heard, validated, and understood, love flourishes. Misunderstandings become less frequent, conflicts are navigated more thoughtfully, and connection deepens. The simple act of asking to hear more creates a culture of emotional safety in which both people can grow individually and together. It is not merely a conversation, it is a framework for relationship health and emotional resilience. When you hear him say, "Tell me more," it is essential to recognize the depth of the love it represents. These words carry attention, patience, curiosity, trust, and respect. They tell you that your thoughts and feelings are worthy of time, that your heart is valued, and that your inner world is not only acknowledged, but cherished. They demonstrate a commitment to understanding, an investment in connection, and a willingness to meet you fully where you are. They are a verbal expression of presence, a reminder that love is active, intentional, and rooted in genuine care. Finally, "Tell me more" is not only an invitation to speak, but a reflection of the ongoing conversation that love entails. Love is not static, it grows, evolves, and deepens over time. By asking you to elaborate, to expand, and to share, he is keeping the dialogue alive. He is saying that he wants to continue learning about you, discovering the intricacies of your mind, the subtleties of your heart, and the richness of your experiences. These words ensure that love remains vibrant, connected, and alive, because they prevent complacency and foster continual engagement. So when a man deeply loves you, and he says, "Tell me more," hear it for what it truly is. It is not just curiosity, it is devotion. It is not just politeness, it is presence. It is not just a question, it is an opening of his heart, an acknowledgement of your worth, and a testament to his commitment to understanding and valuing you fully. In those three simple words, love speaks, connection deepens, and hearts meet in a way that is intimate, enduring, and transformative. When a man deeply loves you, one of the most meaningful phrases he will often say is, "We'll figure it out." On the surface, these words may appear simple, casual, almost offhand, as if he is offering a passing reassurance. Yet when spoken from a place of genuine love, they are far more profound than any promise of perfection or instant solutions. They embody partnership, resilience, trust, and unwavering commitment. To hear a man say, "We'll figure it out," is to hear a vow that life's challenges will not be faced alone, that hardships will be navigated side by side, and that love is not a passive feeling, but an active, living force capable of sustaining two people through uncertainty. These words reflect an understanding that life is rarely predictable. No matter how well we plan, the unexpected always finds a way to enter our lives, through setbacks, misunderstandings, personal struggles, or circumstances beyond our control. When a man who loves you says, "We'll figure it out," he is acknowledging reality, not denying it. He is saying that he sees the challenges, he recognizes the obstacles, and he is committed to facing them with you. Love in its truest form does not shy away from difficulty, it leans into it, understanding that hardship is not a threat to connection, but an opportunity to strengthen it. To say, "Well, figure it out," is to offer partnership. It communicates that your burdens are not yours alone, that you do not have to solve every problem by yourself. There is a profound relief in hearing these words, because they remind you that you are not walking through life's uncertainties alone. A man who loves deeply does not simply want to be present during the easy, joyful moments. He wants to stand with you during the moments of confusion, doubt, or difficulty. He is offering himself as an anchor, a collaborator, and a steadfast presence in a world that can often feel unpredictable and chaotic. These words also reflect emotional courage. Love that is deep is willing to confront the unknown together. It acknowledges that solutions are not always immediate, and that mistakes will be made along the way. "Well, figure it out" is a commitment to navigate ambiguity, to embrace uncertainty, and to endure challenges without turning away. It is a refusal to abandon the relationship when things get hard, a promise that love will remain active, persistent, and resilient even when life tests its strength. There is bravery in this stance, because choosing to face challenges together is an act of emotional vulnerability, a declaration that love is not fragile but enduring. Moreover, "Well, figure it out" communicates hope. It is not a resignation to circumstance or a passive acceptance of difficulty. It is a forward-looking declaration that together, solutions can be found, problems can be overcome, and life can be managed. When a man says these words, he is expressing faith, not blind optimism, but grounded, practical faith in the two of you, in the strength of your bond, and in your collective ability to navigate whatever comes your way. It is a statement that, no matter the challenge, love itself is a source of power and resilience capable of guiding you toward resolution. These words also carry trust. They imply that he trusts you to stand with him, to participate actively in solving challenges, and to contribute your perspective, your insight, and your effort. Love is not a one-sided arrangement. It is a partnership in which both people invest emotionally, mentally, and practically. When he says, "Well, figure it out," he is showing that he values your input, trusts your judgment, and believes that together you can create solutions that honor both of your needs. Trust and respect are the foundations of these words, and in them lies a profound affirmation of your equality, your voice, and your agency. When a man says, "Well, figure it out," he is also creating a safe space for vulnerability. Challenges often trigger fear, doubt, or anxiety. And in the absence of support, these emotions can become overwhelming. By voicing a commitment to navigate life together, he is telling you that you do not need to hide your fears or struggles. You are safe to share them, to lean on him, and to face challenges with the assurance that you have a partner who will not abandon you. These words are a promise of reliability, emotional availability, and steadfastness that strengthens the foundation of trust and intimacy in your relationship. These words further demonstrate emotional resilience. Life rarely presents problems in neat, manageable packages. Challenges often arrive layered, complex, and intertwined. To say, "We'll figure it out," is to acknowledge that some issues cannot be solved immediately or perfectly, but that perseverance and collaboration will guide you forward. Love, in this context, is not fragile or conditional. It is strong, patient, and adaptable. A man who says these words is prepared to endure setbacks, to learn from mistakes, and to navigate uncertainty without abandoning the commitment he has made to you and the relationship. Moreover, "Well, figure it out" emphasizes shared responsibility. It communicates that life's difficulties are not yours alone to bear, nor his alone to fix. They are challenges that the two of you will face together. This shared responsibility is empowering because it shifts the dynamic from isolation to collaboration. It reminds you that love is not just an emotional feeling, but a practical partnership, one in which both people contribute, support, and navigate challenges as equals. By speaking these words, he affirms that his commitment is active, engaged, and ongoing. These words also nurture hope and resilience in you. Knowing that someone is willing to face challenges alongside you provides reassurance that no matter what happens, you will not be alone. It strengthens your confidence in the relationship and deepens your sense of security. This reassurance allows you to confront challenges with courage, knowing that the burden is shared, that solutions will be sought together, and that love itself is a guiding force. Over time, hearing "we'll figure it out" repeatedly reinforces the understanding that partnership is not just about joy and celebration, but about endurance, commitment, and collective growth. The beauty of these words lies in their balance between realism and faith. They do not promise that every problem will be solved instantly, that life will be easy, or that difficulties will disappear. Instead, they promise engagement, collaboration, and perseverance. They communicate a willingness to face uncertainty and complexity together, to navigate life's challenges with patience, understanding, and shared effort. In doing so, they demonstrate that love is not merely a feeling of attraction or pleasure, but a steadfast commitment to stand together, regardless of circumstance. When a man deeply loves you and says, "We'll figure it out," he is offering not only words but a worldview, a philosophy of togetherness. These words reflect resilience, empathy, courage, trust, and hope. They embody a commitment to partnership that transcends momentary difficulties, signaling that love is an active, ongoing choice rather than a passive state. In them, you hear devotion, presence, and a willingness to endure, adapt, and grow together. Finally, these words remind you of the profound strength that love can offer. Life may be unpredictable, full of twists, setbacks, and challenges beyond your control. But when a man says, "We'll figure it out," he is signaling that love is a force capable of weathering storms, a partner who will not abandon you, and a commitment that is unwavering, steadfast, and enduring. These words are not just reassurance, they are a declaration of partnership, courage, and shared destiny, a reminder that no matter what life presents, you will face it together, hand in hand, heart to heart, with strength, trust, and love as your guide. When a man deeply loves you, one of the most revealing, tender, and transformative things he will say is, "You make me better." These words, simple as they may seem, carry an extraordinary depth of meaning because they reflect not just affection or admiration, but a profound recognition that your presence has fundamentally changed him for the better. When he says this, he is acknowledging that you are not merely a companion, but an inspiration, a catalyst for growth, and a mirror reflecting the highest, most authentic parts of himself. These words are not casually spoken. They are the quiet, courageous truth of love spoken aloud, a testament to the power of connection, vulnerability, and mutual transformation. To say, "You make me better," is to recognize the influence of love in its most nurturing form. True love is not possessive, coercive, or limiting. It is expansive, encouraging, and elevating. When a man tells you that you make him better, he is admitting that your presence encourages him to grow emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, or morally. He is acknowledging that your support, your insight, your compassion, or even your challenges have opened doors within him that he may not have found alone. Love, in this sense, becomes a teacher, a guide, and a force for self-discovery. He is telling you that you are not just part of his life, but a central influence on his journey toward becoming a fuller, more complete version of himself. These words reflect humility. To admit that someone makes you better requires setting aside ego, pride, and defensiveness. It requires the courage to be vulnerable, to acknowledge that your influence is profound, and to recognize that personal growth is not achieved in isolation. When he says, "You make me better," he is admitting that he is capable of change, capable of learning, capable of being influenced by love itself. This is a radical act of humility because it recognizes that his life is enriched, expanded, and elevated by the presence of another. It is a statement that his love for you has reshaped him in ways he values, appreciates, and carries with him every day. Moreover, these words carry deep gratitude. To tell someone that they make you better is to acknowledge the countless ways they have supported, challenged, and inspired you, often without even realizing it. It is a recognition that love is not merely emotional but active. It shapes behavior, decisions, character, and perspective. A man who says, "You make me better," is expressing a profound appreciation for the subtle, often invisible ways you have touched his life, the patience you show, the kindness you extend, the wisdom you offer, the laughter you bring, the challenges you present, and the understanding you demonstrate. All of these contributions, large and small, accumulate into a transformative impact on his heart and soul. These words are also a reflection of emotional intelligence. To articulate that someone makes you better requires self-awareness, reflection, and insight. It is not a shallow compliment, but a deeply considered acknowledgement of the ways in which love shapes us. He recognizes his own growth and improvement and attributes it to your presence, signaling a maturity that sees love as reciprocal, not one-sided. He is aware that a relationship is not about possession or control, but about mutual influence, where both people inspire, challenge, and elevate each other over time. This awareness, spoken through these words, demonstrates the depth of his understanding of love itself. "You make me better" is also a form of affirmation. It validates your worth, your impact, and your influence in ways that cannot be measured by material possessions or social accomplishments. When he says these words, he is telling you that your presence is transformative, that your love and support have real, tangible effects on his life, and that your existence enriches his experience of the world. These words convey that you are seen, valued, and cherished not only for what you do, but for who you are and how you shape him through your authenticity, insight, and love. When a man deeply loves you, you make me better, reflects accountability and self-improvement inspired by love. It is not about changing who he is superficially or adopting traits because you demand them. Rather, it is about recognizing areas for growth, embracing his own imperfections, and striving to be a better version of himself because of the love and example you provide. In this sense, your love becomes a mirror, revealing not flaws in judgment, but opportunities for growth, nudging him toward compassion, patience, honesty, or courage he may not have fully cultivated alone. It is a transformative influence that shapes character over time, quietly but powerfully. These words also carry hope and inspiration. To hear a man say, "You make me better," is to know that love has the power to elevate, refine, and inspire. It is a reminder that relationships are not merely about comfort, convenience, or companionship, but about personal evolution and mutual enrichment. Love, when genuine, motivates individuals to rise above complacency, to strive for integrity, and to become more aligned with their best selves. In saying these words, he is recognizing the profound effect that your presence has on his life trajectory, his decisions, his values, and his daily choices. Furthermore, "You make me better" signifies emotional intimacy. These words reveal vulnerability, openness, and honesty. He is willing to admit that he is shaped by you, that he is influenced by your presence, and that your love has altered him in meaningful ways. This type of acknowledgement fosters deep trust because it signals that he is not hiding behind defenses or pretending to be self-sufficient. He is acknowledging his dependence on your love, your insight, and your presence in his life. Emotional intimacy grows when partners see the impact they have on each other and recognize that love is a shared journey of growth, reflection, and transformation. These words also reinforce connection. By telling you that you make him better, he is creating a bond that is not just emotional but existential. He is recognizing that your existence, your choices, and your love have fundamentally shaped the person he is today. This acknowledgement deepens the sense of unity and shared purpose because it recognizes that love is not merely about attraction or affection, but about mutual influence and the co-creation of a life that is richer, fuller, and more meaningful. When a man says, "You make me better," he is also offering encouragement. He is subtly telling you that your qualities, your compassion, intelligence, humor, patience, or strength, are not only valuable to him, but are shaping his life in ways that have real impact. This encourages you to continue being authentically yourself, to continue sharing your insights, love, and wisdom, knowing that your presence inspires growth and positive change. These words reinforce that love is a partnership of influence, where both individuals have the power to inspire, nurture, and elevate one another. Finally, these words are a declaration of lasting commitment. They suggest that love is not static, not limited to fleeting feelings of attraction or infatuation, but a dynamic force that transforms, elevates, and endures. To tell someone, "You make me better," is to recognize that love is active, intentional, and ongoing. It is a recognition that relationships are about more than affection. They are about growth, transformation, and shared evolution. In these words, he acknowledges that your presence has enriched his life in ways that are permanent, meaningful, and deeply cherished. So when a man deeply loves you and says, "You make me better," do not take those words lightly. Listen to them, feel their weight. Understand that they are more than a compliment. They are a testimony to the power of love, influence, and mutual transformation. In these words, you will find gratitude, vulnerability, humility, and intimacy. You will find recognition that love shapes us, challenges us, and inspires us to rise to our highest potential. And most importantly, you will find affirmation that your presence is not only cherished but transformative, leaving an indelible mark on the heart and soul of the one who loves you deeply.